Hi, this is Tutor P, and this is noun phrase 251. The noun phrase today is a tough nut to crack. Okay, somebody wants a screenshot, do it right now. Let's get right to it. The noun phrase is also commonly heard as a hard nut to crack. So it could be a tough nut to crack or a hard nut to crack as well. If you say that something such as a problem or issue is a tough or a hard nut to crack, it means that it is a difficult or hard problem to solve. If someone says a person is a tough nut to crack, it means he or she is difficult to deal with. Convince of something, maybe we got to convince them to, think a different way. Or defeat. Let's continue. The origin is hard to pinpoint, but the idea is easy to understand. Depending on the type of nuts, even of the same species, some are tougher to crack than others. Yeah, sometimes you get ones that are really easy, they're a little cracking, you can open it, and other ones, they're like glued together and that they are tougher. Once in a while, you get one that is really impossible to crack without destroying the nut. So that's the way we mean it. I once bought some shelled macadamia nuts that were literally very hard nuts to crack. Yeah, I saw them at a good price. I bought them online. And I should have realized, because before this, I never seen a macadamia nut actually in its nut. They're always without the shells on. And I soon realized why, because they're so hard to crack. You need a special nut cracker. An average nut cracker cannot crack a macadamia nut. You need to have a special one just for macadamia nuts. So all macadamia nuts are tough nuts to crack. If you compare them to other nuts anyway. Okay, let's continue. One of the earliest citations that can be seen was used in a letter by Benjamin Franklin in 1745. Here is the quote: fortified, made stronger. Fortified towns are hard nuts to crack, and your teeth have not yet been accustomed to it. Okay. All right, let's continue. And here we have 5 examples to show just how we may use it. Here's the first one. That code breaker says this one is a tough nut to crack. So maybe he's used to cracking codes, but he got one that's especially hard. So it's a tough nut to crack for him. Number 2, that mathematical equation is a tough nut to crack. Yeah. Some mathematicians, even for mathematicians, sometimes they'll come across one that's really hard to figure out. Number 3 here. I don't know how to deal with her. She is a complex person. A real tough nut to crack. Yeah, maybe again, so if we're using it with people. Number 4, convincing him to reverse his vote is going to be a tough nut to crack. Yeah, maybe you got to convince somebody to vote a different way or think about something a different way. All right, number 5 here. Getting a 4.0 GPA, grade point average, even for a semester is a hard nut to crack. Yeah, that means at least for one semester you get an A in every subject, whether you get 4 or 5 subjects or something like that in university. Even if you're smart, sometimes you got to be lucky too that you get a teacher who you get along with, that you can get an A in every course. So doing that is a tough nut to crack. Anyway, I hope you got it. I hope it was clear. I hope it was informative. Thank you for your time. Bye-bye.